Right, it's me, Mr. Mayhem. I'm back for part 3 of my Steelbook collection. This is my second time doing this. I had to record it because the footage corrupted, so fun. That's why I'm wearing a different attire. Shout out to any Within Destruction fans out there. But yeah, so I was going to pull everything out and do it like boxes and boxes, but I don't really have the I can't be bothered. So I'm just going to show you the steelbooks themselves. I will mention if it comes with an outer box or anything, but yeah, let's just do this. And this is in no particular order. Actually, it might be. Well, you'll just see what console it's for when I open it up. So first up, we have the Fallout 4 Steelbook. I believe this is the one that comes with the Pip-Boy edition because I went into CEX, it was back in 2017, and I saw there was a Pip-Boy edition in there for 60 quid, and I was like, yes, because that was one of the editions that when it first came out, like when Fallout 4 was first announced, I really wanted to get one, but they sold out so quickly, and I was very devastated. But then I saw it in there for 60 quid, and I was like, I need that, so picked it up, got the Steelbook. It's an okay Steelbook. It's embossed at the top with the Fallout bit, but it's not my favourite Fallout Steelbook. It's a bit basic how it's the same on both the back and the front. I don't like that at all. Yeah, love that game. Poured hundreds of thousands of hours into that game on both PS4 and Xbox One. Absolutely brilliant. Next up, we have the God of War 2018 Collector's Edition Steelbook. Yes, I do have the Collector's Edition stuff. The statues over there on my shelf. Love this game. I'm so excited for Ragnarok. This is one of my favourite games of all time. I was going to get the collection edition for Ragnarok, but it doesn't have a statue in it, and I'm more of like a statue kind of person. I don't really like having stuff lying around. It's just like, kind of doesn't really tell you what game it's for. And the edition and what you were getting for the price. You didn't even get the game with it, so I was just like, nah, I'm good. But I'm happy to have that because it's a great game. I'm surprised I was able to get it because, like, that's one of those things where I thought it would have sold out like that. And when I pre-ordered it, it was still up for like a good, couple of weeks, and then it sold out. So, but yeah, very, very happy to have that. Next up, we have The Last of Us Part 2, Amazon Steelbook, I believe. I don't know if it's exclusive to Amazon. It was over here, I think, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, I am in the camp that the second half is bad. I don't like the second half. If you love this game overall, that's brilliant. I'm happy for you, but it's just it's genuinely like, and I was speaking to my friend about this. It is one of those games, and I genuinely don't think I've ever had a severe reaction to this. Is that when that section changes, like when you change over to Abby, I lost all motivation. I was so into it up until then, and I literally, getting through the second half of this game the first half took me 2 days. The second half took me a week, because I just did not care. And it is one of the most jarring video game experiences I've ever had. I think it is a bit too long, but it's just disappointing. First half's great, but if you like it, that's great. All the power to you, but it's a nice little Steelbook spine. So, next up, we have a Steelbook that I shouldn't actually have because a couple of weeks ago I ordered the Neo collection, the remastered collection for PS5, and they sent me, and I ordered a used like new, and they sent me the special edition of Neo 2 with a Steelbook. Now at first I was angry and I was going to send it back, but then I thought about it and I was like, it's a really nice set because it comes with a nice hard outer box, like if you know the Days Gone special edition, that has one. Lovely little set. But this, but I didn't send it back, so I kept it, and I just reordered it because I'm a whore when it comes to Steelbooks. But no, lovely little steelbook. There's no name on the spine, but that's fine. I have played Neo 1 a little bit on PS4 back in like 2017 when I first got my PS4. Never really... I tried to get into it, but it was just so bloody hard. And that's come from someone who loves Dark Souls and Elden Ring and that, and has got all the achievements in Dark Souls 2, 3, and Elden Ring. But for some reason, every time I try a Souls-like game, they're always so brutally hard for some reason. Like I said, I do have the collection now, but I've managed to get a bit further with that, so I'm getting more into it now, and I'm enjoying it. So, next up, we have the Overwatch Origins Edition, or Oranges, as I like to call it. This was a collector's edition that was on Amazon for, I believe this was a year and a half after it came out, and I managed to get it for, I believe it was like £60, and that came with the big box, the Soldier 76 statue, this steelbook, and a big art book. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll pick that up, because I'd played it on Xbox before, and I thought it was okay. I got it on PS4. I did play it, but I only got it for the statue because it's a cool ass statue, and I do like that character. So call me a normie, whatever you want. But yeah, cool little steelbook, decent game. Next up, we have a steelbook that I got from CEX a couple of weeks ago as well. I had this on PS4 when it first launched, and played the shit out of it, and that is the Injustice 2 Deluxe Edition steelbook. It's a steelbook that, when I got it, it was very like dirty and kind of dinged up and damaged, but yeah, it's a nice enough steelbook. I think I've just put a new dent into that because that was not there before. But yeah, that is the Injustice 2 steelbook. Lovely little steelbook. Lovely little steelbook. Play the shit out of it on Xbox. Is it Xbox? PlayStation, as I said when it came out. But yeah, I think that was £3, and I just cleaned it up, and it's a lovely little thing. Also comes with this little slipcover, so that's lovely. So one thing about these bloody things, whenever you put them back in, the slipcovers don't quite want to go back in. So next up, we have one of my favourite game franchises, and that is Metro Exodus. This is the Aurora Edition steelbook that came in a bigger outer tin, and then had this steelbook in it as well. I love this game. I love the Metro series. Metro Exodus Aurora Edition. I love it so much. Played through it loads of times. Got it on Switch, got it on Xbox, got it on PlayStation. Just absolutely brilliant. And if you're wondering where the disc is, it's in my Xbox because I've started playing it again. So, but no, absolutely love that game so much, and I love that series. So excited that they're making a Metro 4. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be so good. But yeah, Metro Exodus. Next up is Mortal Kombat 11 Premium Edition. This is one that I bought. I think it was a little bit more than the standard. And this comes with the first fighter pass. But this is a steelbook that, it's one of those stupid ones that doesn't actually have a proper side. It's like you can see the joint up the side. And it's just really basic, to be honest. Still a great game. Played 10 more, but this was something where I saw it. It was the new game, I got it, and yeah, I haven't played it as much as 10 because I played 10 a lot when I was in school, but yeah, it's a lovely little thing. I'm not taking the slip out because some of these are just absolutely brutal to take out. Like I had to stuff them in just to get them back in last time, so. Yeah, so next up we have, what's this? Resident Evil 2, my favourite Resident Evil. Now this is the remake that I keep comparing all of the new Resident Evils and the remakes to, and 9 times out of 10 they don't measure up to it. Actually, I don't think one has measured up to it yet, because this has all the different, like, what I love about this game and the Resident Evil games of late, and just in general, is the whole puzzle idea. Like, for instance, in the RPD, you have the different. I don't know what they're called, but they're like the coins for the statues, and then you find them all, and then the keys for the doors. I love stuff like that, and this is just the right length. But when Resident Evil 3 came out, that shit was so short that that really disappointed me. And then Village, I still liked it, but it was, obviously, as everyone knows, it was too short. Then Village came out, and that was also too short. But like it was long, but once you start to go through it fast, it's quite short. And I just keep waiting for them to do something. Like, I'm hoping Resident Evil 4 is as long as this. The remake coming out in a couple of months in March, I believe. So, sorry if I ever go silent, just because I'm trying to show off the Steelbook, but to the side. But yeah. It comes with this nice, pardon me, it comes with this nice little slipcover in the back. But yeah, I love this game to bits. Bought it on PlayStation 4 as well, played it, love it. And I'm highly anticipating the fourth film's remake that comes out in March, and the Dead Space remake. I love Dead Space as well, adore those games. The Silent Hill remake, which I'm looking forward to as well. And then we have the thing I was talking about a little bit earlier, which is Days Gone. This is the special edition, I believe. I pre-ordered this. I had the collector's edition pre-ordered that had the statue of, I don't want to say what his name is in case I get it wrong, but yeah, I had that pre-ordered, but I cancelled it. And this was the first, this was at the tail end of the PS4's like hitting it out the park constantly, in my opinion. This was the last game, this was the first game that I saw of their exclusives that kind of just landed with a bit of a meh. And to this day, I tried playing it on my PlayStation a couple of times, on PS4 a couple of times. I got into it a bit more on PS5, but I've just never been able to fully get into it, which sucks. But because I love Sons of Anarchy and biker stuff, so I thought this would be great. And it's zombies, but yeah, just not really been able to get into it much. Next up, we have the Order 1886 limited edition. This is another Steelbook that I picked up from CEX because it was the same price as the standard edition, so I thought I'd just pick up the Steelbook because, as I said, I'm a whore for Steelbooks. So it is a nice Steelbook. The game itself, I really enjoyed for how long it was, and obviously I got my money's worth. It was only £3, but I can see why people did not like it at launch because there was barely anything there for how much you were paying, and yeah, I don't blame them. It's not a great, oh sorry, just not a great showcase. This was another one that at the start of the PlayStation 4's big exclusives thing that landed with quite a dud. Next up, we have Resident Evil Village for PS5. This is the just the Steelbook edition. I tried to pre-order the Xbox Steelbook, but that sold out very quickly. And I never managed to get it. But then when I got my PS5, I kept an eye on the Steelbook edition of that and waited and waited and waited. And then one day it was like £10 cheaper than the standard. So I picked it up, played through it again, loved it. This is the little cardboard slip you get. The game itself, I love, but as I've said before, it's just a bit too short for my liking. I do love it, but yeah, it was just very short. And that's the thing, Resident Evils are designed to have replay value, but 2 just had so much, and that I've always been measuring all these sequels up to it and remakes that it just never quite hits the mark for me. So I'm hoping 4, like I said, 4 will hit that mark. Next up, we have the Sifu Vengeance Edition Steelbook. This is a Steelbook that I picked up, I think, a month after it came out, because it came out digitally first, and then it came out, and then I had a physical copy like 5 months later, I think, or something like that, 6 months. But I've played a lot of this. It's absolutely fantastic. Love this game. Yeah, just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Next up is, once I get this closed, next up is Hot Wheels Unleashed, the Challenge Accepted edition, which came with the Bone Crusher car and the Volume 1 pass. This is a game that, when I heard about it, I was so excited for it. And when I got it, I played the shit out of it. But at launch, the coin system was very unfairly balanced in the game's favor, because getting coins just took so long, and then buying cars took so long, like buying the boxes to get cars took so long, and it was just such a big grind, and I gave up. But I think they fixed it now, because I went back to it and they seem to have made it more streamlined and easier to get cars, which is fantastic. But played a lot of it, but kind of fell out of love with it because of how much grinding I had to do. So still a great game though. Next up is the Far Cry 5, the Father Edition, I think it's called. This was another thing where I played Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 3 loads. Played Far Cry 3 to death on Xbox 360. Played 4 on 360 and 1. But wasn't really interested in 5 because they changed up the formula, which is obviously good. But I didn't pick this up until like a year after it came out, and I managed to get the Father Edition that came with the Steelbook, the standard copy, and the Father statue, which was awesome. I think that was only like 30 quid, which was like absolute bargain. So the disc is in the standard copy. But yeah, great game. When I did actually end up getting around to playing it, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good, and the ending is quite surprising how dark it is and how ballsy it is. So yeah, played New Dawn. It was okay. But yeah, my favourite is always going to be Far Cry 3. So that was my first, and that is a treasure. Next up, we have the Fallout 76 Tricentennial Edition. This came with the game and a bunch of DLC and stuff. Now, the only reason I pre-ordered this limited edition, I have the Power Armor helmet next to me, is because I wanted the Power Armor helmet, because I love Fallout 4, and I really wanted like a Fallout-esque thing to put in my room and have on display. And when I saw that Fallout 76 had it, I was like, I don't care if the game's shit, I just want that. And at launch, I didn't play a lot of it, because like I said, I knew that I probably wouldn't. But then in lockdown, I played a ton of this, and it got a lot better. So I have got my money's worth out of it eventually, but it's a lot more improved now. They still should have done it on a different engine, but it's Bethesda, and obviously Starfield's running on the same engine, I think, so. But that looks decent, so we'll see. Next up, we have the Fallout 4 Steelbook that I picked up a week before I picked up my Pip-Boy edition. I much prefer this Steelbook because it's got the workshop and the Power Armor on it. Not much to say on that, obviously. I played Fallout 4 a lot, I've mentioned it before, so we'll just move on. Yeah, next we have one of my favourite Xbox franchises. No, you stay in there because I'm not fucking dealing with you again. Oh, fuck it. Anyway, it's Forza Horizon 4 Gold Edition. I love the Forza Horizon series. I've always loved them. I've played them all. I played 2 the most. That's my favourite. And yeah, I just love these games so much. I'm not really a big fan of the motorsport ones because they're more serious. But that's your slip. But I love playing the Horizon games every other year. Yeah, love those games so much. So much fun, just arcadey racing fun. I'm not really much into my hardcore racing simulators, but you know, to each their own. Now, next up is one of my favourite Steelbooks and one of my favourite games ever made, and that is the Doom Eternal Collector's Edition Steelbook. I adore this Steelbook and I adore this game. I've bought it on Xbox One, Series X, PS4, PS5, Switch, and bloody love this game. I managed to get the collector's edition with the helmet, which is just over there, but oh, just love this game. The soundtrack is just brilliant. The game itself is... I'm so excited to see where they go with that. Next up, we have... Now, this is a game that legacy precedes it. This is Cyberpunk 2077. This was the Amazon... This came bundled with the standard edition of the game. And this is a game that I actually really enjoyed, because I got this the same day I got my Series X. So a lot of people were playing it on Xbox One, which I nearly did, which was like a close call, but I had barely any bugs with this. I only had a couple crashes, and they didn't happen very frequently, and I ended up enjoying the fuck out of it. And this is something I've been trying to tell a lot of people that I meet and talk about it with, is that you should try it, because it's fixed now. Like, it's enhanced for Series X now. It's probably way more stable than what I had, and mine was fine. So if you haven't, do give this a shot, because it is worth it, honestly. They fixed it all up, and you can probably get it for quite cheap now. So next we have one of my, I say favorite franchises. I love the Call of Duty. I love the Treyarch Call of Duties. This is the Black Ops 4 Mystery Box Edition Steelbook that I have. I have the Mystery Box just up there on my unit, but this is I love the zombies modes. I always have. That's why when I saw that they were doing a Mystery Box collection, I was like, oh, getting that. But yeah, I love the zombies modes. This isn't the best one, but I did play it quite a lot. Yeah, my favorite is Black Ops 2, definitely. Our second to last Steelbook is, I'm not going to take this out because it's not going to come out. This is the Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare Veteran Edition, like, what was it? The Legacy Pro Edition that comes with the Season Pass for Infinite Warfare. I picked this up for 30 quid in 2019, and it came with the DLC and everything, and it was such a bargain. I really enjoyed the zombies mode in this. I think it's quite underrated. It's not great, but it's still fun if you can accept it for what it is. But yeah, I don't think Infinite Warfare is as bad as everyone says it is, but it's not great. And finally, we have the Battlefield 1 Collector's Edition Steelbook. This is one that I was in game in 2018, and there's no disc because it didn't come with a disc, but I have the game standard. This is one that I found in a game in 2018, and it was £15 for the Steelbook, the statue, but no game. And I was like, yes, because I love Battlefield 1 anyway. I played shit tons of it, and it's my favourite Battlefield outside of Battlefield 3, but yeah, for 15 quid it was well worth it. So that brings us to the end of my Steelbook collection. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, maybe leave a like, drop a comment, maybe even if you're feeling generous, subscribe. I'll be doing more stuff like this in the future. If there's anything specific you want to see, like horror collection, 4K collection, game collection, whatever, like, or if you want my thoughts on anything, then just let me know and I'll get around to it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.